Cieran was just 9 months old when he nearly died from meningitis B. This is his family's story.
Meningitis is every parent's worst nightmare.
A child can be perfectly well in the morning and have died within a few hours.
It was horrible. It was really horrible.
We've got Caitlin, who's 12 in a couple of weeks' time, and we've got the twin boys, Cieran, who's the oldest by a minute, and Connor, who are both 7.
You love me, brother, and that dear.
I went into Cieran's bedroom. It was the 31st of January 2005. Cieran was 9 months old. He was shivering, and I remember thinking to myself, it's not that cold in here, but when I touched him, he was burning up.
The problem with meningitis is that when a child first develops it, it doesn't seem like any other, different from any other type of infection. It then depends really at what points the penny drops and someone realises there's something much more seriously wrong.
And I got the phone call saying that she was taking him back to see the doctors, and my boss Al said to me, listen mate, he said, jump yourself in the van and just get to your kid.
There are actually many different types of meningitis, and we do vaccinate against some of them already. Where we are still at the moment is with the problem with meningitis B, which we have no vaccine in the schedule to deal with. Meningitis B now is the leading infectious cause of death in children. There's nothing else that kills more children than meningitis B.
They took the lumbar puncture, and luckily they didn't wait for the results before they started to treat Cieran with antibiotics.
The problem is that the damage is already done way before we have reached the point where we can give the antibiotics. And so even though when you recognise the disease, you've got the cure, it's already too late. And the only way that we can change that is by preventing the disease in the first place.
We got the phone call late on the night, he'd had this massive epilepsy fit.
And as we were stood by the bedside, we watched him stop breathing, and we watched the stats monitor dipping, and Cieran was just totally flat.
He was looking at me in the eye, and I could tell he was in a lot of pain, and he was like, help me dad, help me, and I couldn't do anything, and I was just shouting his name, and I actually had hold of his hand in the room, and he actually died while I had hold of him, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Thankfully, doctors were able to resuscitate Cieran, and after another week in intensive care, he finally came home.
Despite the treatments that we have today, we still have around about 10% of those who are affected will die. And for that reason, we need to be able to prevent that. And even of the survivors, there will be many who develop long-term problems, whether that's deafness or behavioural problems.
He's hard work, he's a character. I won't be without him though. I'd give anything to have the child I gave birth to back, because I think you kind of grieve, because although he died, but we got him back, he wasn't the same baby that we'd had. It was a different one, because he's a twin. You've got a constant reminder.
I swear now, if you could give him a vaccine and it saved a handful of people from going through what we've gone through, it's the right thing to do.
The funding from Action Medical Research is absolutely critical to start the development of new approaches to the meningitis vaccine, and of course we hope one day that we'll have a world that's free of meningitis.
Luckily enough for us, he's strong. All he wants to do is join in. He just wants to be a normal little boy.
Meningitis B kills more children than any other infectious disease in the UK. It is only with your support we can prevent the devastation caused by deadly infections. Please help today. It could change children's lives.